Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Capricorn in mid-April 2021. What is going on, Capricorn? How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. All right, guys, welcome to April. Wherever you are in the world right now, Capricorn, I hope you are safe, happy, healthy, and secure. Please continue to take very good care of yourselves and those that you know and love. No other announcements here, but a quick apology, Capricorn. I am trying to keep the mids around the 15th of the month. Clearly, this is not being uploaded, and you're not seeing this on April 18th or anywhere, 15th or any date close to that. And that's because I took a job last week. A new job, I should say. And yeah, just a lot of new information. Did not have the energy, the mind power, the spiritual power. I needed to eat dinner. It was just a whole mess. Getting acclimated to my new job and my new schedule. So all the free time that I had, I took it to rest. I took it to unplug and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's why this is coming out a little bit later than the 15th of the month. Just a quick explanation for you guys. Now, no other announcements, so let's get into the regular spiel. Capricorn, everything you want is in the description box. Timestamp is down there. Information on how to purchase a personal reading with me is down there. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, I give you a nice little link for that down below as well, okay? Let's go ahead and find out what your messages are. I wasn't really ready, but Five of Swords. So some of you could be in some type of conflict with someone right now or a group of people. Arguments, disagreements, shouting matches, or passive aggressive, even though sometimes most of the time Five of Swords is pretty aggressive, yeah? So let's see what your messages are though. So for Capricorn in mid-April 2021, messages for them in mid-April 2021, please. Thank you. Queen of Cups. Temperance. And twofer there on the end. So, Queen of Cups, Temperance, and then together you've got Two of Cups and the Five of Cups. All right, so on its face, it feels like there's a particular relationship, connection, or just emotional state you or another individual in that isn't really bringing happiness. It's not balanced, Temperance at this time. Before we get into it, water sign energy here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Temperance is major arcana for Sagittarius. You could be dealing with any of those signs. You don't have to be but you've got cups everywhere and then Temperance in the middle, that seeking or that needing of balance, of having some measure of perspective, yes? It could be that someone here is in a fantasy, I have to be honest. It doesn't have to be you, it could be anybody else, you know, in your situation. This is a general, so, you know, if it's not you, apply it to somebody else. Assuming that it fits, you know what I mean? But I feel like somebody here could be in a fantasy between the Queen of Cups and the Two of Cups. But this fantasy, again, is like it's not balanced. It might bring more heartache or strife than not. You know, it could be a situation where, you know, there's good days and bad days between you and this person, and the bad days are like 60% of the time and the good days are like 40%. And I'm using arbitrary numbers to represent that, but there is some feeling that we maintain a relationship, we maintain the quality or the status or the connection with someone in hopes that it'll get better. That's that, you know, lost in fantasy kind of thing that I'm getting here. I'm getting that for some of you, there could be excuses being made for bad behavior, excuses being made for unavailability, yeah? Oh, she's tied up with work, or he's always got, you know, he's always on call, or he's got his family is so demanding and all these things. And it's just like, is that really the case? Because I feel also, and the Five of Cups isn't usually about this, but because there's two people in the Two of Cups, and Two of Cups can, be labeled as a soulmate card. I'm not going to do my caveat like I normally would do. If you believe you're dealing with a soulmate, go with it. But I feel like this Two of Cups, because there are two people present, there is sort of like this sabotaging energy, or like selling one's self short with the Five of Cups on the end there. So again, that's like taking a person's excuses and like just saying, oh yeah, no big deal, when actually it is a big deal, because someone does have emotional sensitivity here in the with the Queen of Cups. Someone does have intuitiveness here. Between her hairline and the sky, it's full of stars, which to me indicates some type of connection with the divine, with universe, with God, with spirit, whatever you believe in or don't believe in. Basically being attuned to recognize, or be nudged, in the very least, to be nudged by the powers that be to know, hey, that's not actually correct. When they tell you that thing, that's not really what's going on, and you know it. Even though they swear up and down, even though you say, oh, no big deal, or, oh, I understand, things happen, blah, 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 you know in the depths of your mind, in the depths of your heart, in the depths of your spirit, that that's not correct. Yeah? So, basically, Queen of Cups, doesn't have to be a water sign, doesn't have to be a female, can be you, can be someone else, I don't know, is a lie detector, a human lie detector. But Queen of Cups is not one to cause flack, is not one to cause a stir. So what I'm sensing, Capricorn, is someone in this storyline is, taking a load of BS and sitting with it and saying, okay, this is fine, this is normal. What's that meme? And it's not this extreme, but what's that meme with that dog? And he like reaches for a cup of coffee and the room around him is on fire and he goes, this is fine. It's not. Temperance. It's unbalanced. Yeah. Now, tons of cups. It can be about substance. Like somebody here is indulgent in drinking or some other substance or addictive behavior, yeah? Indulging themselves. And that kind of puts a burden on another person, or it upsets someone, it hurts someone's feelings. It could, in some senses, put a person in danger, or Five of Cups, put somebody on the brink of, I don't want to say collapse. It's like losing something, though. Like, just as an example, if somebody, a friend of yours or somebody that you're in business with or somebody that you share finances with has a drinking problem or a gambling problem and they throw all of that money towards their addiction, towards their impulses, it could be leading you and them, again, Two of Cups, both people, being led towards a very dire straits type of situation, financially, potentially. I mean, there's no pentacles here, so I don't want to go too heavily on that, but at least emotionally, very strongly in this collection of cards, Capricorn, emotionally, you and someone are like in the, quote unquote, in the poorhouse, emotionally. What else is going on here for Capricorn? That's pretty... what I'm most cautious about is not actually the behavior. I mean, I am still cautious about this behavior of indulgence and possible addiction, or taking people for granted or taking people's excuses. But I'm more concerned about someone being like empathetic, possibly too empathetic or too sympathetic towards somebody else who is imbalanced. Yeah? I think this person here, whoever it may be, Capricorn, if it's not you and if it's a friend of yours, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, your wife, and they're caretaking to you and you're out there doing your due and kind of acting without any caution or any thought to someone else, my sympathy is with this person because it feels really forgiving. And it's not necessarily appropriate to be constantly forgiving what's going on here. That's what this feels like. It's like watching someone allow someone to hurt them. Does that make sense? It's like watching a friend or someone that you love stay in a bad relationship, stay at a horrible job where they're not appreciated, where they're not paid well, where every other day they're being threatened with like being fired, or they're being sexually harassed on the job, and you're like, will you just quit? And they're like, I need the job, and he doesn't mean it when he touches my breasts like that and grabs my ass. What? It's like that. All right, so what else is going on here, please, for Capricorn? What else is going on in the situation for Capricorn? Show me. Okay. Four of Wands. You live with this person, or you have some type of stable home with them, a business. You've got something of importance with this person built up. You may be married to this person. My God, they're like not wanting to stay stable in my hand. Knight of Cups. Okay. So Four of Wands, Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. More water sign energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Could be dealing, don't have to be. Okay. So again, might be living with this person, married to this person. Again, living with brother, sister, roommate, old friend from second grade. I don't care. But there's something that you both have built together, or you're working to build together now, or you're trying to, pull maintenance on or upkeep. Yes. It could be actual physical property. Again, this could be a business relationship. You're trying to rehab a house, renovate, your coffee shop, and your business partner is out to lunch, literally out to lunch all the time. You're like calling him or her, listen, we've got to go over these plans. We've got to pay the contractors, and they are like 3 hours out of the office, or, again, out to lunch. And you're like, hey, after 11 o'clock, I didn't hear from you yesterday. What's going on? And they make a bunch of excuses, and you're kind of like, okay, all right, fine. Not blaming, but my concern is accepting someone's inexcusable behavior. That's really troublesome in this energy, because I don't know why. I mean, maybe many of you Capricorns who are resonating with this message, maybe you're a pacifist, maybe because of your history with this person, Queen of Cups as well, you care deeply for them and you don't want to hurt their feelings more. Maybe they're going through something. Five of Cups can also signal to some type of depression. So maybe this person is having a really raw deal, or they're having a really hard time in their personal life, so you don't want to add to their burden. Does that make sense? Potentially. Fine. I understand. But, I'm reading for you. I'm not reading for this person, right? So if you're the Queen of Cups, Capricorn, or whoever's resonating with this message, I feel your protection of another is also going to put burden and strife on your own shoulders. And this may have been going on for a long time, months or years. You get me? And I understand giving people time and sympathy and empathy to get their ducks in order and get their life on track and work their way through whatever depression or other emotional upheavals that they're in. But I feel for some of you, this person is taking liberties, and they know they are. And you continue to excuse it. I don't know how serious this person's emotional distress is, but I don't know. Basically, I'm curious where the breaking point is. As the outsider here, where's the breaking point, Capricorn? That's not a challenge. That's literally me being curious, because I don't see it here. Okay. So maybe it's not a breaking point. Maybe some of you are, because temperance not only talks about imbalance and needing balance or seeking it, it also can talk about timing, divine timing a little bit. So for some of you, maybe that's what you're waiting for. You want to give this person as much time as they need. Maybe that's something that you promised to them. Maybe if this was like a marital situation, for some of you, this might be. Your husband, your wife, they lost their job last year or even longer than that. And they've been down on their luck. They've been super depressed. They put on, lots of weight, and they've let themselves go. You're married to them. You made a promise a long time ago to stand with them and be by their side. Perfect. I understand that then. Or I understand people do this all the time. But again, it's like, as the person who's reading for Capricorn, and I feel many of you are in this Queen of Cups energy, I kind of am curious of how much are you going to take before possibly you change your tactic. It doesn't have to be you kick this person out and turn them away and reject them. No. Maybe the taking their excuses and saying, oh, it's fine, isn't getting you anywhere. I mean, that's the reading. It's not getting you anywhere. So, I feel you're hopeful that something will change, that there will be a new spark available to you, available to the other person that you're involved with, yeah? Friendship, lovers, family, otherwise, whatever the quality of the connection is, yeah? I don't know what that is, where it is, how it is, you know, I don't know how this would show up in your physical life, the Ace of Wands, but there's a lot of what if. There's a lot of hoping for potential here, and I'm not sure that that's all you need to do, because Wands indicates action. Doesn't, you know, this isn't Cups where we're wishing and hoping and praying and thinking and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's not Swords where, well, Swords is a little bit more action too. But definitely the Wands is like you have to do something to get the best usage out of this energy. You have to produce something. Change something. Yeah? And like I said before, your reading is heavily inundated with Cups energy. And fire and water, as elementals, not only in tarot, but just in, you know, real life, are opposites, yeah? Or they're opposite quality, meaning fire can dissipate water and water can dissipate fire. Water douses fire. Firefighters use water to get out a flame, and a flame or any type of heat can dry up water, can evaporate it, yeah? So there has to be a perfect balance for these two elementals to coexist. So maybe that, again, is an allegory or a metaphor for your relationship. Right now, there's too much water in the situation. There's too much emotion in the situation. There's too much empathy and sympathy. And I'm not trying to say be a cold-hearted bitch or an asshole or something. I'm not. But there's just too much water here. You got to heat it up, or you got to, you know, reduce the water levels or something like that. But this is tarot. It's not science. Do not, you know, don't turn into, you know, a cold-hearted person just because you watch this video, okay? Knight of Cups. Now, okay, for some of you, only some of you, this person might be mounting an apology campaign is how this is coming across. Now, be warned with that. Why do I say this? For some of you, this person wants to genuinely make it up to you. They want to genuinely put things on the right track with you, get back in your good graces. They want to make amends for what they've done in the past, what they've said in the past, the ways in which they've let you down, the ways in which they were unavailable in the situation. The caveat here, not just because of what I'm feeling energetically, it also comes from the traditional understanding of the Knight of Cups, is that could all be, you know, kind of Don Juan magic, you know, very schmoozy kind of magic, which is say the right things, do the thing if you want to. It's like a lot of grand gestures, a lot of grand talking, a lot of good speech, right? And not a lot of follow through. That could be how they are right now, or how they will, again, they'll say they're going to change, they'll get back on the saddle. Again, for some of you, this is about indulgence, drinking too much, spending too much, smoking too much, whatever. For others of you, this is irresponsibility, yeah? It is a knight, so it's like a teenager energy. Teenagers, and I'm not calling this person a teenager, but teenager energy isn't, you know, mature. It's not fully mature. It's more mature than a page, than a child energy, but it's not a full-grown adult or a master like a queen or a king would be. You get me? So this person has potential, and that could be what you are hoping for with the Ace of Wands. I see the potential, Jay. Great. Listen, me right here, I'm a lover of potential. I've given people so many passes because of potential, but guess what? Had enough of that in my life in general. So I actually, more than I used to, I damn near demand that people follow up with what they say because I try to. You know what I mean? But that's my personal life. It's not, has no bearing on your reading. So this person, in some of your cases, they're going to talk the talk, but they will not walk the walk. Others of you, they will talk the talk, they will attempt to walk the walk, and then they might backtrack. And then others of you, they will talk the talk, and they will walk the walk. Right? So for that second group where they're going to talk, and then they're kind of going to walk, I think that's when you or they need to tap into this and change something physically in your behavior, in how you show up, in how you plan, in how you mediate or mitigate the situation. Instead of accepting excuses, possibly institute some type of quote unquote punishment. Instead of saying it's okay, say, actually that was really inconsiderate of you, and that really put me at a disadvantage. That really put a lot of things on my plate that did not need to be there when you didn't show up or when you said you would, and blah, 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 blah. Like, hold the person accountable if you've never done so before. That's not really punishment. That's really asking to be respected, no? If someone makes promises and commitments to you and they don't do it, and then they come back and they have lame excuses and you're pretty pissed off about it, I think it's perfectly fine to hold that person accountable and say, well, when that happened, I set this time aside, or I had plans for this and that, and then you didn't show, or you were, out to lunch and all this other crap, I think you get the gist here. So let's see what the advice is for you, Capricorn, and then we're going to end. What's the advice for Capricorn in this reading? Show me the advice, please. All right, Tarot. All right, Universe. Okay. So, but it kind of fell right here, right on top of the Ace of Wands. This is the Ace of Cups. And what was I saying a few moments ago about fire and water, and, in order to be balanced, you got to, change the levels and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's still this marriage, or this blending of fire and water, of passion and compassion, right? Of action and feelings, right? You can have both present, but you have to have them in proper proportion so that they don't cancel the other out. Yes? Ace of Cups, I feel like some of you, it's like active listening. So you might need to maybe some of you haven't been listening to this person, even though I think many of you have. So active listening, you might need to participate in that, or they might need to do it with you. Often when someone's empathetic, or an empath up there with the Queen of Cups, they're taken for granted because they're such good listeners, but the people that they are around are not good listeners. Do you get what I mean? Like, empathic people, empathetic people are usually very good listeners, and often the people that they're listening to, they themselves are not good at listening. Does that make sense? So who you're dealing with, they might need to concentrate and put a lot of effort into being an active listener to hear you out, to hear out the other side of the issue. Not just you, but other people, you know what I mean? In some of your cases, just a few, Capricorn. It's not big. You might have, a little flirty thing going on the side, or they might, but I don't think it's serious. It could be in some of your cases, but in some of your cases, I don't think it's serious. But it might act as a wake-up call. Maybe, and this is not, I don't recommend this. I'm not, a therapist, and, I wouldn't generally give this advice anyway. But it might be one of those things where someone needs, like, a little bit of a wake-up call, like in a relationship. Like, oh, you think I need you, or you think I couldn't find another guy or another girl who would be interested in me, and because we've been together for so long, Four of Wands, it's like someone takes for granted that this relationship will always be there. It might not. These two aces are opportunities and chances and offers. So there could be new offers coming in, or you could be in a different, it's all about your vibration. Yeah. So somebody could all of a sudden slide up in your DMs and you're like, well, who are you? And then this person is none the wiser. I'm not advising feeding into this, by the way, but it might be something that happens that kind of is a revelation for you or that other person. Okay. Capricorn, that is your reading for mid-April. If you like this reading, feel free to hit the like button down below. Leave a comment down below if you want to share how this resonated in your life. I would love to read your comments. And if you have not subscribed before, please hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification all so you can see when I upload to the channel as well as when I go live. And Capricorn, if you want to get at me for a personal reading, information is down in the description box, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.